Syria after Assad, a nation in mourning, and the late president's son prepares to succeed him. The world wonders about the prospects for peace in the Middle East.
We see the region at a turning point.
Sticker shock at the gas pump and a demand for answers about why prices are high.
Our hope is that prices will decline.
And a test of mercy for a jury in Connecticut. An 8-year-old witness murdered. Should the man who put out the hit be put to death?
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News, reported by John Siegenthaler.
Good evening, everyone. On the day after the death of Hafez al-Assad, an outpouring of grief by the Syrian people who paid their respects to the fallen president. Also today, new signs that his son Bashar will become Assad's successor and indications that he's already taking the reins of power. In a phone call with President Clinton, Bashar al-Assad said he would pursue his father's dream of achieving a just and comprehensive peace in the Middle East. But Israeli leaders are cautious. We have two reports, beginning with NBC's John Palmer.
Thousands of people took to the streets of Damascus today, mourning the death of Syrian President Hafez al-Assad. The late president's son, Bashar, is now virtually assured of succeeding his father, nominated today as president and declared commander-in-chief of the armed forces as well. Bashar, seen here with his father at the funeral of his older brother 6 years ago, was thrust into the limelight after his brother, who was being groomed for the presidency, died in an automobile accident. The 34-year-old Bashar, a British-trained eye doctor, knows the outside world, but still is expected to follow his father's hardline policies, especially regarding negotiations with Israel over the Golan Heights, at least until he consolidates his power.
I don't think that any president, any Syrian citizen will compromise in our lands.
Bashar's picture was prominently displayed in Damascus today, along with portraits of his late father, a very public indication that the political establishment, as well as many in the streets, support Bashar.
All the people of Syria with him. Everything will be all right, but it's a matter of time.
With Syria now preoccupied with Assad's death and the transition, U.S. officials say Syrian participation in the Middle East peace process is on hold for now.
I think the key thing, first of all, for us is to make sure the door remains open. We will be prepared to pursue this with the Syrians at a time when, in fact, they feel able to focus on this. We'll find that out soon enough.
Meanwhile, the Clinton administration is intensifying its efforts to bring about a final peace agreement between Israel and the Palestinians, with mid-level talks set to begin this week in Washington, coupled with a meeting between President Clinton and Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat. John Palmer, NBC News at the White House.
This is Martin Fletcher in Israel, where these Syrian citizens of the Golan Heights, ground zero of the Israel-Syrian conflict, mourn bitterly. They want this land occupied by Israel, their home, to be returned to Syria. But in the heart of Israel, a different story. Here, Assad was a ruthless obstacle to peace.
He was a cruel enemy. We had 2 wars with him, not including Lebanon, and he was a bad person. I'm not sad that he's dead.
So Assad's death is seen by some here as an opportunity.
I hope that this new era will change the policy in Syria, and it will be possible to reach peace.
More high hopes in Israel's government. With Israel-Syria peace talks now on the back burner, some say this could be a chance to focus on Israel's peace talks with the Palestinians.
Now there might be more flexibility from the Palestinian side, and this will lead to an agreement.
And in Lebanon, mixed feelings as well. Widespread mourning, but also hopes that a new Syrian government may loosen its iron grip, may even pull out the 30,000 Syrian troops based there. The Syrian soldiers were originally seen as a counterforce to Israel, but now they're seen more and more as an occupying force that should leave. Assad was so tough a figure in Mideast politics, it's no surprise that now that he's dead, people would think things should get easier. But in the Mideast, nothing is easy or predictable. For now, it's wait and see. Martin Fletcher, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
Now to the historic summit in Korea, set to begin Tuesday, which will bring leaders from the North and South together for the first time ever. A meeting expected to be light on substance and heavy on symbolism. NBC's Ned Colt reports from Seoul, South Korea.
72-year-old Byung-gil Sung wears a wide smile when he recalls his home in the North. He fled to the South in 1948, bringing with him only photographs and memories. Today, his dream is to show his wife and 4 daughters his village, his house, and have them meet relatives he's had no contact with for more than 50 years. What I wish for most, he says, is that there will be closer ties between the two Koreas, and I can take my family to my home before I die. 50 years after the start of the Korean War, which left 2 million Koreans and 54,000 American troops dead, this is still considered to be the most sensitive border in the world. More than 1 million soldiers, 37,000 of them American, are on either side of the DMZ. And now, North and South are finally close to talking. In a sign that reclusive Northern leader Kim Jong-il may be ready to end North Korea's half-century of isolation, he's agreed to meet South Korean President Kim Dae-jung for 3 days. The hardline communist North needs help. Its people face widespread food shortages. As many as 3 million people may have died from malnutrition in the past 5 years. But with its 1.2 million strong military and its clandestine nuclear weapons program, many are suspicious of North Korea's motives.
If it's just diplomatic activity aimed at getting money to keep the regime going the way it is, then the benefits of this whole process are going to be very limited because the nature of North Korean society isn't going to change.
But in the South, the hope is that the summit could lead to something more, an easing of tensions on the Korean peninsula, and someday, reconciliation. After so many decades of bitter conflict, many here consider the fact the summit may take place at all a large step forward, even if there are no breakthroughs. Ned Colt, NBC News, Seoul.
When NBC Nightly News continues in a moment, frustration over rising gasoline prices. Why is it happening now? And later in Focus, how they kept the lid on in a dangerous place.
Masterson. ID check, sir.
With 63 personalized features, it's the luxury sports sedan that recognizes you.
We're clear, sir.
The 2000 Bonneville SSEI, luxury with attitude, by Pontiac.
Around here, we like to eat things that taste good, like these light done right dressings from Kraft. Our favorite flavors with half the fat, and they taste better than anything light has a right to. Around here, the dressing is Kraft.
It's allergy season. Or Allegra season. Enjoy your world with non-drowsy Allegra for people 12 and over. In clinical studies, less than 3% of people experience drowsiness, cold or flu, nausea, or menstrual pain. Ask your doctor for more information about Allegra and turn this allergy season into Allegra season. Enjoy your world.
Gasoline prices, according to one survey out today, they've gone up by almost 9 cents a gallon in the past 3 weeks. And in some cities, the average price is more than $2 a gallon. NBC's Joe Johns now on the reasons behind the hikes.
Frustration at the gas pump as prices continue to rise, while many Americans plan to hit the road this summer. Hardest hit, motorists in the Midwest.
It's kind of bothering me because I'm taking a driving vacation this summer all across the United States.
A year ago, the average price for a gallon of regular unleaded was about $1.15. Prices soared early this year up to $1.53 a gallon before dropping about 10 cents when foreign oil production increased. But prices are climbing again. The latest price, $1.56 a gallon. And the American Automobile Association says it could go even higher.
We are headed upward, and we've already passed the $2 mark in some areas, particularly in the Midwest. So it's possible that we could get to over $2 per gallon nationwide.
It's worse in the Midwest because of new EPA regulations requiring cleaner burning and more expensive fuel in cities with pollution problems. Some states think the federal rules are unfair.
Why should we have to be penalized to clean up dirty air that's being emitted from someplace else? That's the problem.
Federal officials are asking questions about the high prices too, but they are focusing on the industry.
The questions are, is it a function of the market? Is it glitches with a new, clean, reformulated gasoline? Or is it collusion? Or is it price gouging?
The Energy Department continues to predict that gasoline prices will go down, but probably not until the end of the summer travel season. Joe Johns, NBC News, Bethesda, Maryland.
To Africa now, and the heavy human toll from civil wars over the years. Tonight, the connection between those tragedies and the diamond industry. African nations produce more than half the world's diamond supply, and as NBC's Ron Allen reports, rebels in 3 of those countries are using gems to finance their wars.
Dealers at this European diamond market buy and sell the most exquisite stones in the world, worth millions of dollars, destined for pricey jewelry stores in places like New York and London. Diamonds, however, carry a human cost as well. Some of those precious gems may come from Africa's killing fields, countries like Sierra Leone, Angola, the Congo, which also have many of the world's richest diamond reserves. Armies target those areas, use slave labor to mine diamonds, and buy weapons that continue to ravage the continent. Human rights groups say diamonds are a rebel army's best friend.
They're not the cause of the conflict, and the diamonds don't kill people, but they are essential to the rebel armies financing their war effort.
By some estimates, about 10% of the world's diamond trade pays for weapons, worth some $800 million a year. That buys a lot of firepower in a country like Sierra Leone, where an assault rifle costs $5. The rebels who've killed and disfigured thousands during more than a decade of war control 90% of the country's diamond production. People who once lived in those potentially rich areas now call these makeshift camps home. That's why Great Britain, which has peacekeepers on the ground, is calling for a global ban on diamonds from Sierra Leone.
If we can reduce the flow of diamonds getting out of Sierra Leone from the rebel areas, then we will strike a real blow at their ability to continue to wage the war.
Other proposals would force dealers to certify where diamonds come from, a task complicated by rampant smuggling. And experimental technology may someday be able to determine a diamond's country of origin. Many dealers resist the restrictions, claiming there's only a small chance a diamond from a war zone will reach a jewelry shop. But what the industry perhaps fears even more is this symbol of love and marriage becoming a symbol of Africa's misery and despair. Ron Allen, NBC News.
When NBC Nightly News continues, law and order in a lockup.
Bubba, it's great hanging with you guys.
I love you, man.
But what about me?
I love you too, man.
More than me?
No, man.
No, it's that whole wheat thing, isn't it? You just love that sweet frosting, don't you?
You're confusing me, man. I can't choose.
You don't have to choose sides. You can have it all with Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats. Now in honey, too.
See, you do like him best.
Chill, baby. I got you covered.
Now your touch does more to protect your dog or cat from parasites, because today there's Revolution, a better choice in parasite protection. Revolution, better because in just one touch, a single application, it protects against both external parasites like fleas and the deadly internal parasite heartworm. Revolution. It's the medicine that protects against adult fleas and their eggs in just one touch. And unlike other topicals, Revolution is a medicine, not a pesticide. Go ahead, touch, and feel good about the best kind of protection. Revolution is for cats and dogs 6 weeks or older. In less than 1% of cats and dogs, digestive upset was noted. In approximately 1% of cats, temporary hair loss at application site was noted. Use with caution on sick, weak, or underweight animals. Revolution, the only topical that protects against external and internal parasites in just one touch. Ask your veterinarian for it. Revolution, never has one touch protected so much.
CNBC.com message boards. Hear what others are saying about your stocks before you invest. CNBC.com. Profit from it.
In focus this evening, a close-up look at a notorious New York City lockup. Rikers Island is an island in the East River about a mile from LaGuardia Airport. NBC's Forrest Sawyer has our report.
This is Rikers' main weapon against inmate violence. It's called a Tactical Search Operation, or TSO. The mission of the TSO is to hunt down contraband hidden inside the cell blocks of Rikers. Contraband like drugs and weapons. A TSO is conducted like a military operation.
We have a stun shield here, 50,000 volts there. For any inmates who are resisting, the officer will push the button there. It's automatic 6 seconds to stay on. Stop us, hopefully, from using too much force.
Inmate's about ready to charge. He's leaning at the cell door with something in his hands this time.
Still, inmates do act up, as seen in this video taken by the Department of Correction during a cell extraction. Officers had to restrain the inmate when he refused their orders to come out of his cell.
Cuff him, gentlemen, cuff him!
The searches are held at random weekly. Inmates never know which jail will be targeted.
Tell him to open up all the cells on the top tier. Get up, take the ID card out the door. Your procedure, take the do-rag off, strip down.
First they strip the inmate down, make sure he doesn't have anything on him. Then they search the clothes that he's wearing. They search the bed area, and then they search all the materials, any books he has, and they search his lockers, his shoes, anywhere where he may be able to hide contraband.
The last time they came in here, went in everybody's cell, and took everything out their cell and threw it on the tier. It was 48 people property mixed up in the middle of the floor with water, sour milk, whatever they wanted. This is supposed to be a Department of Correction. It's supposed to correct your behavior. All that does is teaches you more violence and more hatred.
It looks like it's forceful, but inmates have a way of secreting contraband in their items, in their clothing. They feel it for, like I said, weapons.
Contraband weapons, approximately 5 inches long, sharpened metal, found under the bed frame.
This is exactly why we take footwear, like boots. They have this type of metal rod, which is located inside the footwear. They'll take it out the boots and use this. They'll fashion this into a weapon. This was found underneath the radiator. You notice there's a string attached to it where they actually push it all the way into the lip of the radiator.
Captain Abdul Hamid has been a correction officer in New York City for 20 years.
Now the inmate will be removed.
The inmate who was in the cell where the weapon was found faces an investigation and possible disciplinary action.
Yeah, I don't know. You're going to get infracted. You know that. You know that. He will be removed for possession of contraband.
The mattresses, we scan them. If they don't have holes in them, we scan them just to make sure they haven't hide any contraband. If they have holes in them, we run them downstairs and they have a magnometer where we scan them.
Right here, which shows that there's some type of object.
When officers need to check an inmate for contraband, they bring in state-of-the-art detector equipment. It's called the Body Orifice Scanning System, or BOSS chair.
He'll put his chin on the plate, left and right, and what if he have any type of metal object like a razor, they will detect it. A lot of times they secrete weapons in places that normally we don't.
Search completed 15A.
The other supervisor will bring a team to the front of the building in orderly fashion for transport. 10-4.
At the end of the TSO, officers tally the contraband seized. On this day, they found 5 makeshift weapons.
What we're looking at here is fashion from a mop-in.
Forrest Sawyer, NBC News, New York.
And Forrest Sawyer's hour-long look at Rikers lockup can be seen tonight on MSNBC on cable at 9 Eastern and Pacific. When we continue, a capital punishment case in Connecticut.
There's a new way to quit smoking. Take a good look. You may never see it again. Introducing Clear Nicoderm CQ. For relieving tough nicotine cravings 24 hours a day, Clear's every bit as effective as the original CQ. But it's a more private way to quit.
There's something different about you.
Yes, there is. Clear Nicoderm CQ. Want a clear shot at quitting? Well, here's your window of opportunity.
Natural, real, the new man.
quick, just like that. It's like my natural color's back.
We noticed tons of surfers just eating fish tacos on the docks.
So we created just a menu based on food that we like.
Kind of like surf food as opposed to Mexican food.
Now that we're growing, the need for that financial partner was real important. Finding somebody who could help us to fulfill our dreams down the road. That's where Merrill Lynch has stepped up.
They were willing to take a chance with us. They saw past the shorts and t-shirts.
Oh, we're still keeping to the core. We're still surfing.
In the groove.
Do something fun today. Kick back. Eat with your fingers at Red Lobster. Luscious peel and eat shrimp. All you can eat for only $11.99. But hurry, because this mouth-watering offer ends soon.
Let's be honest. There's really no such thing as a gracious winner. You might say things like nice game or shake your opponent's hand. But no matter how humble you are on the outside, deep down on the inside, you're saying, I'm better than you are. The Mitsubishi Galant, ranked the #1 family sedan under 20 grand by Car and Driver. Better than Accord or Camry. Boy, we just love saying that.
Monday, a special lifeline. Diabetes. 15 million suffer. Now an extraordinary breakthrough. One that could do away with insulin injections altogether. And the family. You're working harder, doing better, but only 2 weeks vacation? In other countries, they get 4 weeks off by law. Shouldn't you? NBC Nightly News, Monday.
In New Haven, Connecticut, Tuesday, a jury begins hearing evidence to determine whether a murderer they've convicted should receive the death penalty. The defendant, an alleged drug kingpin, ordered the murder of a child. And many, in a state which hasn't had an execution since Eisenhower was president, hope this killer is not shown mercy. Here's NBC's Hillary Lane.
8-year-old Leroy Brown, nicknamed BJ, remembered for his smile and the bravery which cost him his life. Violently killed on January 7, 1999, because he alone could identify the man who tried to shoot his mother's fiancé. Last Thursday, Russell Peeler Jr. was convicted of ordering the killings of BJ and his mother, Karen Clark. Peeler now faces the death penalty.
If God is for the death penalty, then I'm for it.
We now have to do whatever we can to save his life.
Connecticut's last execution was 40 years ago. The violence of the killings and the state's failure to protect a key witness so young brought public scrutiny on Bridgeport, Connecticut, a city which struggles with crime. BJ was in the back of a car when Peeler, who police say is a drug dealer, attempted to shoot the driver, Russell Sneed. Charged with attempted murder but out on bail, Peeler later followed Sneed to this barber shop and shot him to death. With Sneed dead, BJ was the only person who could link Peeler to a crime, a crucial witness. Police monitored the boy's house until his mother asked them to stop, calling it intrusive. Left unprotected, BJ and his mother were shot to death. Peeler's younger brother Adrian awaits trial as the gunman. In the days after the murders, Leroy's schoolmates expressed their sorrow in letters and remembered him with love. And Connecticut enacted a law making it a felony to intimidate a witness. Hillary Lane, NBC News.
And indications tonight of changing times in America. A new poll by the Pew Research Center finds that 54% of Americans use email or access the internet from time to time, more than double the number who did so in 1996. The study also found that a third of those surveyed go on the internet for news at least once a week. 2 years ago, only 20% did that. When NBC Nightly News continues in a moment, the man they call the Dean of Wall Street.
Get the whole grain goodness of Quaker oatmeal. Toasted. Quaker toasted oatmeal. Crisp honey sweet flakes with crunchy oat clusters. It's the same Quaker oatmeal, only toasted. Get the whole grain goodness of Quaker oatmeal. Toasted. Quaker toasted oatmeal squares. Crisp, crunchy squares with a hint of brown sugar. It's the same Quaker oatmeal, only toasted.
Around here, we like to eat things that taste good, like these light done right dressings from Kraft. Our favorite flavors with half the fat, and they taste better than anything light has a right to. Around here, the dressing is Kraft.
Do you need this much space to feel comfortable?
Do you need to feel the breeze on your face? Is taking a nap really the best use of your time? Introducing the all-new redesigned Avalon, the most spacious, most luxurious sedan we've ever created. Do you need this much space to feel comfortable?
You can buy a Gateway Essential PC with a year of AOL and a free printer for $999. Or you can buy a PC from a bargain basement company for $599. Then add a monitor, lots of software, a year of AOL, and a Canon printer and end up paying over $1,200. With Gateway, you'll get all that and you'll still end up paying $999. Which one's the real bargain? Call 1-800-GATEWAY. Featuring the Intel Celeron processor.
This week on Today, smears, semantics, scissors, living life as a lefty.
Which is why Matt will never be right.
Gore versus Bush, Decision 2000, only on NBC.
Finally, the story of a man who's almost become an institution on Wall Street. After 64 years, he's still having fun. Here's CNBC's Sharon Epperson.
Biking and catching up on business news, part of this 92-year-old's daily routine. The Dean of Wall Street, John Slade.
For me, it's a sport. I compete with the market. I have opinion, and then I find out if the market is right or I am right.
He no longer trades for clients, just himself, but he gladly shares his wealth of knowledge with others.
Yeah, just to keep you posted. Although the market is down 15 points.
No corner office for the honorary chairman of Bear Stearns. No, he sits right on the trading floor.
When I joined the firm, we were 50 people. Now we are over 10,000. When I joined, I knew practically everybody.
That was 1936, when he landed an entry-level job as a runner. Now his portrait hangs alongside those of the firm's founders and its current leader, Alan Greenberg, who says Slade was his mentor.
I was working as a clerk in the oil department. I was hanging around his department over during lunch, and he asked me who I was and would I like to work in his department. I said yes, and he gave me my start.
Good morning, young man.
And Slade continues to help young associates. Based on all the years he's been riding the Wall Street roller coaster, John Slade isn't concerned about the market's current chaos.
I hope that we have seen the decline, which was very drastic for many stocks, and that we will get the usual summer rally. But I have to say again, I'm guessing like anybody else.
Guessing. For Slade, that's precisely what keeps his work and life exciting. Sharon Epperson for NBC News, New York.
And that is NBC Nightly News for this Sunday. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on Crime Files on MSNBC on cable tomorrow at 8 Eastern and Pacific. I'm John Siegenthaler in New York, and for all of us at NBC News, good night.
NBC News, America's news leader. Dateline Monday. Cars that belong on the junk heap. Some dealers are selling them, totaled in wrecks, badly damaged. You could be driving one. A hidden camera investigation. Dateline Monday.
When it gets in tight spots, when they can't get the ball in shot,